only 9-9 in the bunch for UCLA, so they'll want much higher than that when they go to postseason.
Yeah, coming into this competition, head coach Janelle McDonald said last weekend they opened the door on vault landings, and unfortunately they did the same thing here tonight. Really good dynamic vaults in the air, but just couldn't land as controlled as they would like, which showed up in the competition and the scores.
Well, for Utah, we talked about the possibility of a 198 tonight. They're 0.05 off of the pace. They've given up a point and a half attempt, so we could see the third 198 of the weekend. We saw LSU and Oklahoma already do it last night in college gymnastics. So the two strengths of Utah coming up. That's why plenty of belief that beam and floor could get them there.
Yeah, you see Utah's scores on the right really strong, and actually their two highest scoring events are yet to come. Same with UCLA. Expect some big numbers on beam and floor, but 49.175 is unfortunately not what they were hoping to do on their previous event.
Well, Olivia Karras is with UCLA head coach Janelle McDonald.
Coach, a new vault from Jordan in the middle of season. Talk to me about the strategy behind that.
Yeah, you know, she's been working really hard in the gym to get it back consistent, and this was the first time we were able to feel like she's ready to go with competition on it. And so, you know, we feel like this vault, when she does it really well and is able to stick it, she doesn't have any built-in deductions, and so we want to try going down this path. We knew it was like getting back out here, competing it for the first time. We're kind of taking a chance here to get her feet wet again on it, but, you know, I feel like today was a really good step getting her out here, warming it up quick and efficient, and being able to compete it.
2 more rotations. What does the team have to do to close this out?
Yeah, you know, we're heading into 2 of our best events, so we feel really good about where we're at. We got to make sure that we're fighting for every detail, every landing, and just really going out there and doing what we can do.
Thanks for the time.
As Janelle McDonald said, 2 of the best events that UCLA has coming up, including floor next. The #2 team in the country on the floor behind Oklahoma. UCLA putting on a show when you come back. Once again, Sam Peshek and Olivia Karras with you in Salt Lake, where Avery Neff is on a heater right now.
Yeah, she started off so strong. Yurchenko 1.5. She had sticky feet, wasn't even thinking about taking a step. She brought that energy to this bar routine here, scoring a huge 9.925. That's called a Ginger release move to an immediate overshoot combination. And let me remind you, this athlete is just a freshman. She's competing like she's such a veteran, especially with difficult skills like that. Strong execution, big difficulty, and she's hoping to show up in a similar way on the next event on beam.
She'll be 5th in the beam lineup after a career high on vault, a season high on bars, which are both, I guess you can just both call them career highs. She's a freshman, but she's coming up at the #5 spot. And then former UCLA Bruin Anna Poterio will round it out, back in the lineup for the first time in a month for Poterio.
Yeah, she is such a strong beam worker. So all of these athletes in their beam lineup, I would consider beamers. So expect some big numbers from them.
And for UCLA, there is one change from the last couple of weeks in their floor lineup. Usually it's Emily Lee, getting her some extra rest for postseason. So Mika Webster-Longen will lead it off for the Bruins.
They've scored a 49.8 on floor so far this year. This is certainly their highest scoring event. They're currently ranked 2nd on floor due to their strong performances and high tumbling passes. They're going to need a big number if they're going to want to contend with Utah in this meet.
The 3.5 tenths is a lot at the midway point to be behind, but we learned it firsthand in the Michigan State meet in February. They were down 7 tenths before going on floor, came back in the final rotation, and UCLA won it.
They usually get some momentum here on floor, but they're not at home, Connor. They're away. Even though they've been competing strong away, this is actually a really good test for the postseason. Can they eliminate the distractions and focus on their competition and how they compete at their best?
As of about 2 hours before the meet started, there were only 100 tickets left in a hostile road environment that UCLA walks into. See how they respond. Morgan, Carly Dockendorf called the leadoff of your dreams. Put back in this spot a couple of weeks ago after the Arizona State meet in mid-February.
It's always hard for teams when they try to replace a senior that is so solid in this leadoff spot. Both UCLA and Utah will be dealing with that next year. The reason this position is so important is it really sets the tone for the team on beam. A strong hit routine is contagious for the rest of the lineup. Strong series, little adjustment at the finish. And as a reminder, this is their senior meet. Emily is a senior, and I always was really nervous on my senior meet. It's the last time you're competing in front of your home crowd. It's a little bit emotional when you think about it. I actually split the beam on my senior night, so she's doing much better than I did.
There's some trauma in your experiences.
Yeah. All is to say is it's really nerve-wracking to compete your last time in this really special arena. Good dismount, hangs on to the stick. A routine she'll remember for a long time, and certainly one to be proud of. Good rhythm throughout this routine. Had to swing her arms to save the stick, but she hangs on to it.
Fitting that on senior night, the first hug she got was from Jaden Rucker, senior that can't be out with her there tonight, out for the season with an Achilles injury. Now the freshman, Mika Webster-Longin, in for Emily Lee in the leadoff spot. 3 events instead of 2 today for Webster-Longin.
She held her feet down when she finished. Their choreography is something that UCLA has always prided themselves on. BJ Doss in the corner there is the choreographer for their team, and they put so much emphasis and practice on every single movement, what their facial expressions will be looking like, every detail from start to finish. Not as much competitive experience for the freshman, so good to see her out there today.
Well, not in the lineup the past couple of meets, but back in there tonight, leading it off.
Yeah, it's tough to earn a lineup spot for this team on floor. This is a highlight, though, for me. Round off double full, keeps her feet planted. She wanted to bring the back foot up, but did a nice job being patient there.
Back over to beam for Utah. Cammie Winger follows the 9.875 for Emily Morgan. In these first 3 rotations, nothing lower than a 9.8 has counted for Utah.
Cammie started strong this year with a 9.95 on this event. But she started off doing all around, then transitioned to just a couple events, and they noticed it really affected her on this event. Nothing affected that back handspring layout. That was beautifully done. But she was overthinking this event because she wasn't doing all four, so they had to go back to the drawing board and figure out a different strategy on how to occupy her mind so that she wasn't overthinking the entire meet until she got to this routine. I like how she finished on toe after that full turn. That might look easy, but in competition, when you're nervous, that's usually the skill that gymnasts can wobble on. Finishing gainer full off the side. Nicely done. That's going to be a big score for Utah. Looks like she had no problems.
That first series really set the tone.
Yeah, look at this. Back handspring, layout, layout. That's the most difficult triple series you'll see in the NCAA.
And the gainer off the side.
Back handspring into that gainer. Knows exactly where she is, plants it down. Jaden Rucker.
Another big hug for Rucker. You know how badly she wants to compete tonight, especially.
But you can tell that she is still the heartbeat of the team and doing everything she can to support her Utah.
Well, Rucker wants to coach eventually, so she's turned into student assistant essentially. That score came in. Okay, mine froze. What did you see it? Where'd it come in?
995.
Ooh. Knew it was big from the crowd reaction. This is Macy McGowan. Owns a 995 on floor.
Opens with a really big tuck full in. Yellow flag went up. That means out of bounds, 1/10 deduction for going over the line. Finishing combination pass. Comes back strong after that out of bounds on the first pass. She's normally really consistent on this landing. Tuck full in, grabs at the very last second. And you see, no question, that was over the line.
Automatic 10th deduction going out of bounds on floor. For Macy McGowan out of the 2 spot for UCLA. Well, the winger, 995, is the 3rd of the night for Utah. Smith on bars, Neff on vault. Here is McKenna Smith. After saluting Carly Dockendorf, their pre-beam routine.
Difficult back handspring mount. Utah's been very consistent on beam this year. But head coach Carly Dockendorf said that sometimes they lose focus in the middle of the routine. So that's really an area of focus for this team, is to stay mentally tough from start to finish. Gearing up for her series. Handspring layout, that step back, but she does not react. So veteran move for her to have one little mistake, but did not turn it into multiple. looks like she settled in. Now at the end of her routine, finishing gainer off the bat. Not the strongest, sharpest routine that I've seen from her, but it's going to continue that momentum for Utah since it was still a strong routine.
But as you said, early in that routine, one mistake didn't turn into two.
Yeah, that's important going into postseason because mistakes are going to happen. It's important that these athletes don't react and they just respond.
Emma Malabuyo had a 9-9 last week. This routine inspired by Bruno Mars, her music.
This routine is so fun. Opening duck hike. To talk to Emma during warm-up, and she just looked at me and said, we're going to attack our gymnastics today. And you can tell by the way she's going for these skills that she's bringing that aggressive tone to her routine.
Nailed this pass the last couple of weeks.
UCLA needed a strong routine. Emma was able to get the job done here on floor. It looked like she had a little bit of fun while she did it too.
Great job by our crew too, getting the point right into the camera. Going right into your living room at the end of that routine.
They're showmen, let me tell you. They knew exactly where the cameras were.
Final few words from Carly Dockendorf for Grace McCallum for her senior beam routine. Before this routine, Olivia Karras.
Grace McCallum competing on beam for the last time in the Huntsman Center, using some different beam music, using Vienna Waits for You. Little Billy Joel there as she reminds herself to calm down. The lyrics are a good reminder to just enjoy the moment, have fun in this last routine.
Yeah, well, head coach Carly Dockendorf said that Grace McCallum is one of her highlights of the entire year so far. Just watching her have so much fun and joy. That is so difficult to do.
Double and triple wolf turns.
Yeah, Carly Dockendorf said that really the difference this year is that she's proving that she doesn't need to compete for anyone, just herself. She doesn't need to focus on perfection, and changing that mindset has been a huge shift for her. I really noticed a difference watching Grace this year. Just how strong she looks on all four events and confident up there. The key is not to overthink the landing here. This could be a 10. That was maybe the best beam routine that I've seen from Grace McCallum.
Even Jordan Childs can appreciate that beam routine from Grace McCallum, former teammates on the Olympic team.
Olympic teammates, and started off with so much difficulty. Triple wolf turn into a double work turn. And the key was not overthinking or trying too hard on this stuck landing.
It is a 10. Grace McCallum, a 10 waits for you.
What a moment on senior night to control all of the nerves, stay in the moment, execute a perfect routine. The meet's not over. But what a storybook finish for Grace McCallum on this event.
She had a feeling, and then the emotions flew.
I talked to her coaches before the meet started, and they said people might not know this, but things don't come as easy for Grace as you would think. So all of her success has come from hard work and her willpower.
With the hard hands, just like she did after those 5 wolf turns for the judges. McCallum, as you mentioned, felt some pressure of being an Olympian coming onto this team and not always being perfect. She's let go of some of those inhibitions this year. And what do you know? She was perfect for the first time ever on beam.
Yeah, whatever she's doing, it's working.
So how does Shea Campbell respond after this place just went nuts? This is a new routine this week, one she used last year.
This is her Black Panther routine from last season. It is extremely difficult to switch routines, and she's done it a couple times this season. Opens temple in. She had been asking choreographer BJ Doss for this routine since her freshman year. She's a huge Marvel fan. She even got a shout out from Lupita Nyong'o for this routine, so she wanted to bring it back one last time. Go really important here on the landing. Nailed it. Black Panther routine one last time. What a treat for all of us. I think that's my favorite routine that Shea's competed. And the judges are heating up, so we're going to see a high score. It couldn't be a 10 for Shea Campbell.
Teammates are throwing the 10s. Here's the last pass in this Black Panther routine for Shea Campbell.
Now watch the landings. That's a lot of what the judges are looking for. When she lands, they're allowed to take one step forward with no deduction. So that was perfect on the landing.
Different than the other events.
Different than the other events.
Where you get a deduction
You
for
have
that.
to keep both feet planted.
It was a 9-9 for Shea Campbell. That score just went up. Does Avery Neff carry on her big night in rotation 3?
We've been talking about her comeback a lot this meet, and it was so impressive hearing that she was back in the competition, and she actually made adjustments on all of the events so that she could come back to competition quicker. This event in particular, right here, is where a change came in. Side row back handspring.
Tweak some of these elements to alleviate the pressure on her ankle. Her mid-January ankle injury against Iowa State.
Yeah, this combination here is what's new to her routine. A little pause before the straddle down. Not as much experience in competition with that, but as we've seen for the other events, she is such an amazing competitor and seems to do her best when there's more pressure on her. Finishing strong dismount. It's tough to go after a perfect 10, but this freshman can handle it.
Her big night continues. Avery Neff, freshman sensation.
Yeah, really strong starting series. Side aerial to a back handspring, no movement. Finishes a really good routine with this gainer full above the beam. I like how high she got off the beam on that.
The 5-spot Avery Neff after the McCallum 10. Utah very much alive for their second 198 team score of the season. One of 5 teams in the country to do that this year. Here is Brooklyn Moore's an excellent front tumbler.
One of the best performers in NCAA. Opens with a really difficult double full punch front.
Facial expressions really stand out in this routine.
Yeah, gymnastics fans have been yearning for her perfect 10. She's been so close so many times. Judges are looking for overextension, over 180 on those leaps positions. No movement on the feet there. She couldn't have done it any better, Connor.
Joy to watch her career.
There's a lot of sad fans, myself included, when she graduates because it is so fun to watch her perform this routine. Every inch of it is a performance, 10 out of 10, giving 110% throughout that. And it's harder to do a floor routine when you're dancing that hard. It makes it that much more tiring.
It's been 2022, 2023 with UCLA. Last year training with Team Canada for the Olympics. Her fiance plays for Real Salt Lake, the MLS team in town. That's why she's spending this year in Utah for the Red Rocks. She's the anchor tonight on beam, in there for the first time in a month.
She's a really strong beam athlete. I really like how calm Anna looks on beam. You can see her visibly breathing. That helps with nerves up there. Also smiling. That helps with nerves up there. Ariel, you see her foot completely off. Goes for the back handspring. Really great work. Glowing up there, really making this beam routine look so easy. That sheep jump is difficult because she loses sight of the beam in the air. Finishing gainer pike. Just the step on the landing, but good comeback after a month hiatus. hiatus on that event.
Some poise to do that in a top 5 meet against your former team, or you still have some friends? Well, Jordan Childs follows up a 9.95 from Brooklyn Moores. The Time Woman of the Year, Hernasia Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA. And as you drive around Los Angeles, the Nike campaign, you can't win, so win. With her energy, UCLA seeking to do better than that 9.95 from Brooklyn Moores, where one judge did throw a 10. UCLA fans have been asking for it all year. That 10 for Moores, almost at it.
Yeah, I gotta know what the other judge took, to be honest. But Jordan Childs is an athlete that has scored a perfect 10 on floor this year.
That was the last time she appeared on Fox against Michigan State, February 1st. Walk-off 10.
Very different style routine of Brooklyn Moores, but equally as performative. Nice double layout, 2 flips in a straight body position. To me about her floor routine is that she's looking directly into the crowd. She is engaging everyone.
Pulls you in at home when you watch her on TV, too.
Yeah, that's what makes her the full package on this event.
Until that.
Yeah, really interesting. She looked like she stumbled a little bit on her hands. Front tuck into a double back. Uncharacteristic mistake, but pulls it back for that last pass. This first pass was such a highlight. Watch how high she gets in the air. In an arch position, spotting the ground way before her feet hit the floor. Goes to stand up and just loses her balance a bit. Never seen that happen from Jordan. Sometimes mistakes happen. This season is really long.
So Jordan Childs saw her former Olympic teammate Grace McCallum in that rotation with a perfect 10. They were teammates on the 2020 Tokyo Olympic team that won a silver medal. And McCallum on her senior night with perfection. And Jordan Childs couldn't help but appreciate it before her floor routine. So that 10 has Utah on the doorstep with their second 198 as a team on the season. They'll need a 49.45 on floor next. They have a season high of 49.6.